Happy Super Saturday. Welcome to new subscribers. Let's talk to you about the wonderful journey of my Jamaican citizenship. About 6 weeks before I was due to leave to fly to Jamaica for 2 weeks, I decided to move there. So I did all my research through Google. There wasn't ChatGPT then. The Home Office and Pickup to find out what do I need. And great news, I was like, yeah. Because my parents are Jamaican, as long as I can prove citizenship through descent, I automatically get my citizenship. And it means that I don't need a work permit to work in Jamaica. So, I was like, okay, we're going to do that. So I started to do all the paperwork, and I got my paperwork here because I, want to show you how I did, what I got and how I did things. Now, I will drop the Home Office website and the PICA website and the Jamaica, what is it called? The Jamaica High Commission. Within that 6 weeks doing my research in the UK, I got a receipt from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, Jamaica High Commission, London, to say that, you've made payment to get my emergency certificate and certificate of citizenship. So the documents that I had to hand in was one of my parents' birth certificates, my parents' marriage certificate, and my birth certificate, because then it proves that they are Jamaican, they both married each other, and then they are my parents. Submitted it all, and this is the receipt that I got. When I got to Jamaica, obviously I was traveling on my British passport, and they did stamp me because they were supposed to stamp me. Okay, so they stamped me for 90 days. I couldn't work and things like that. I was in the process of getting my Jamaican citizenship. Anyway, I eventually got my Jamaican citizenship through PICA. And this is what I got through the post. So I got a letter to say, the letter from PICA Immigration and Citizenship Agency. The link is in the description. Dear Ms. Smith, I am pleased to inform you that your application submitted for Jamaican citizenship by descent has been approved and the letter of certification is closed. Please be advised that this is a very important document which enables you to be the holder of a Jamaican passport and should therefore be kept in a safe place. The passport may be applied for at the passport section of this office. Please quote the above aforementioned reference in any future communication with the citizenship section. So I was like, sweet! And here you go. This is my letter of certification. And it says, this certifies that on the basis of documents submitted to the Ministry of National Security, a claim to Jamaican citizenship by birth, descent in respect of the above mentioned person, Natalie Dion Smith, has been satisfactorily established. Documents submitted, evidence of mother's Jamaican nationality, and then it just breaks down what it is and a date of birth and all those things. Evidence of maternal filiation, and then it breaks it down what I gave. Certified copy of birth entry, which is my birth certificate. So that's the evidence of maternal filiation. Natalie Dion Smith is a citizen of Jamaica for and behalf of the Ministry of National Security. Boy, this did sweet me. I was like, hey, ho. And this also meant that I could now apply for a job. And that came within a matter of weeks after I'd landed. I applied for a job, and I actually have a YouTube video. The link is in the description. It tells you my story of how I found my job in Kingston and Montego Bay. So I got my job in Montego Bay working for Simpress, which was formerly known as Vistaprint. As part of the induction onboarding, Vistaprint Global wanted to send me and a few others to their head office in Lexington. I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. I didn't think that I would be traveling as much or ever again compared to what I was doing in the UK. I hadn't made any plans to go on a vacation anywhere outside of Jamaica. Why am I going on vacation when I live on a Caribbean island? So when I was told I was going to the US, that was great. I didn't have my Jamaican passport. I had my citizenship, and by November, in theory, I've overstayed because I got stamped 90 days. So I called PICA to explain the situation. And PICA said, that's okay. This letter certifies you as a Jamaican citizen and gives you the permission to get your passport, but you are a citizen, so you can travel on this. So I was like, sweet. But, Natalie's like, yeah, I'm going to bring every single document that I can in addition to this, because in theory, I'm now going to fly out on my British passport, which I always do. Then I'll be coming back on my citizenship. So let's fast forward. Had a good time no, actually I didn't. I was sick out there because I actually extended my time in the US to do some more onboarding and induction. And then at time that I extended, I got sick. So it kind of wasn't that great. So on the way back, I got to Customs and Immigration, and this passport's in my bag. I don't need it. So I showed the documents that I just showed you, which was just this. And they took me out of the section and put me to the side, to the side. So I was like, what's going on? I'd flown into Sangstar International Airport because I lived in Montego Bay. So I was like, this is strange, but kind of didn't think much of it. And they took me into a room. So I was like, okay, this is more than strange. This is weird. So I can't remember specifically because, it's 13 years ago when this all happened. No, actually, it's not now. It's 13 years ago. 2025. I moved there 2012. But what they said to me was, you've overstayed your welcome and you can't come in this country. I was like, what did this brother just say to me? I can't remember if it was a brother or a sister. I was like, what? So you can't get in the country. I said, what do you mean I can't get in the country? He said, because you've overstayed your welcome, 90 days, and that's why you can't get in the country. I said, well, I can because I've got my Jamaican citizenship letter of certification. I called Picker and they told me that I can use this to apply for your passport, my passport. They said to me, yes, that's correct, but you can't enter the country on this. You have to enter on the passport, meaning that as soon as I got that letter to say that I can now proceed to get in my passport, I was supposed to do it straight away. In hindsight, that kind of made a bit of sense. Not only couldn't I get in the country, but I overstayed. It wasn't like it was like 6 weeks and I had 6 weeks left on the stamp. So I was like, where am I going to go to in the UK? I said, I don't live in England anymore. I have no place to live. I have no job in England. I was like, all I could think of was, where am I going to go in England? I was thinking, what about the place that I live in Montego Bay? My landlord, I was thinking about my job in Jamaica. It was a hot mess. I don't remember crying or anything like that. I can't remember if I was emotional or not, but I was just so surprised and I was just so shocked. I was like, this is unreal. Anyway, but obviously I got in the country, didn't I? So I can't even really remember specifically how I got in, but I do remember after saying about where I've got a job here, I live here, there's nowhere in the UK. They then wanted to know more about my job, where I worked, things like salary, where I lived, my landlord, like all those things, what I was paying. And then I was able to look in my phone to show, by the way, I didn't have a cloud account. I don't think cloud existed then. So luckily I could go through my emails and show correspondence and information, but it wasn't just that simple. I had to fill in a lot more information in regards to where I'm going after this, much more detail. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's my nightmare journey of being a Jamaican citizen and being denied entry into Jamaica. What did I learn from that? I learned that you can't believe everybody. When you're interacting in Jamaica, whether it's in the private sector or in the government sector, you can't take what they say as the gospel truth. You do need to trust and verify. You need to call back and speak to somebody else or clarify. And in the case of me, I just brought back up information on everything. And that's kind of what I experienced. So that's my, Jamaica. So like I said, in the YouTube description, I'm going to put the website for Home Office, the UK High Commission. Picker is a video on how I found my job in Kingston and Montego Bay, if that's very helpful for you. If you have any questions that you want to ask, feel free to drop it in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. Remember to learn, love, and live. Stay blessed. Peace.